guys, it's Breezy and I'm here to talk to you about some amazing Kingdom Hearts announcements that happened today. But before we get into it, I just want to say this is my third time filming this, and by that I mean I filmed the entire video before I realized that something had gone wrong both times with my mic. Anywho, on with the info. So today we had a couple of announcements. The first one that we got, well, the first one that I got, I don't know what order they were posted in, but the first one that I saw was that on February 10, yes, it's happening. We are getting all of the games for the Switch. Kind of. That's right. On February 10, we are getting cloud versions of 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 3. There's good and bad to this. Obviously, fantastic that we get to play Kingdom Hearts kind of on the go. There are a lot of downsides to cloud versions, but I'm sure I will see the effects of how bad that is when my terrible home internet has to deal with me streaming the entire thing. No, for real, I know there's a lot of mixed opinion about cloud versions. I do kind of understand why it's necessary in this case for some of the games, not all of them. But is it annoying? Kinda. I suppose we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. I've never actually used a cloud version of a Switch game before, so I don't know how it's going to affect me. It could be absolutely nothing. We'll see. But I'm excited because it's another console I can play Kingdom Hearts on. It's also the closest I will get to having Kingdom Hearts on the go, which is a big deal. Now, supposedly, the demo versions of all the games are available now. I don't know if that's quite accurate. I know that I have not been able to access it on my Nintendo store on my Switch as of yet, which is a bummer because I've had the day off and I really wanted to play it, but we'll get there eventually. I actually think that when the demos do download, I might stream a bit of me playing them so we can, have some fun and see how that goes and compare it to my current PlayStation streams. So, we'll get to compare the two. Now, there is one other bit of information to do with the ports that you may or may not know. As has been the tradition with Kingdom Hearts 3 on every platform, there will be a Switch exclusive Keyblade. From what I have heard, it is called Advent Red, and yes, I have seen photos of it. It was also slightly teased in the trailer we got today. I have feelings. I get the trend they're going for, absolutely. For the original pre-release of the game, you could get Midnight Blue for the PS4. I believe it was called Phantom Green for the Xbox, and then they did it again when Epic Games released the games for PC on their store with, what's it called? Elemental Encoder, all of which were themed around their specific consoles. Obviously, blue for PlayStation, green for Xbox, and grey for PC. Now, the Switch version of the Keyblade is no different. However, that is both good and bad. There was another pre-order Keyblade that I believe was only available if you pre-ordered the game through Amazon, and that was Dusk Till Dawn. Dawn Till Dusk. One or the other. Now, this Keyblade looks really pretty. I actually love using it in the game. I did not download the game through Amazon. I got this as DLC later because they made it available through the PlayStation Store. So that's what I did with that. I did notice it was just a reskin of another Keyblade whose name I cannot remember. And in keeping with that theme, Advent Red is a reskin of a reskin. The problem with this occurs two ways. One, it looks the same as another Keyblade just with like a Switch coat of paint, which again I will get into later. But also the abilities on the Keyblade are the same, which is across the board from all the different consoles and their exclusive Keyblades. I do understand why this is a thing though. You want to give fans a little something for their console version as a thank you for pre-ordering, and that's really cool. But at the same time, you don't want to alienate the users that haven't pre-ordered or that couldn't pre-order it at the time. So you give them a Keyblade that looks really fancy and new, but is effectively the same as the starter Keyblade. In that regard, I completely understand it. Is it annoying that I can't collect every single Keyblade? Yes. Am I going to play it on every console to try and get them all? Yes. My biggest gripe isn't even an actual problem with this Keyblade. You can look at this thing and you instantly go, that is a Nintendo Switch Keyblade. I can tell straight away. The problem is that I don't have the Neon console, I have the Animal Crossing console, and therefore my Keyblade will not match it and I will be sad. But no, for real, we all know I'm going to pre-order the game anyway, and I'm going to get Advent Red, and I'm going to use it anyway, and I'm very excited to use it. This is just me picking holes in things. The other bit of insanely exciting news that we got today is, of course, the 20th anniversary event. We got a date for it, ladies and gents. April 10th, Tokyo. Obviously, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and Tokyo is in Japan. I'm going to do my best to get to Tokyo for the event, but that could be a little tricky with travel restrictions. I actually think that's why the event is now in April instead of March, when we've heard a bunch of rumors basically saying it's going to be March. And also, the 20th anniversary event would be the 28th of March, I believe, which is when the game originally came out. I do know, however, that as recently as a few days ago, Japan's travel ban extended again, so visitors cannot come into the country until at least February 20. So naturally, Square would want to put the date back again. I don't know if this is exactly what's happened, but I get if it did, that would make sense. So the post that got made today about the event says some pretty cool information. I'm going to read it now just so I get everything in there. So, on April 10th, we're hosting a Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event in Tokyo. We'll kick off the 20th anniversary celebrations with a mini concert, a chat and Q&A with the development team, an exhibition, and much more. A video of the event will be made available at a later date. Stay tuned for details. That gives us a whole load of information in one go. There will be a concert, which I'm sure a lot of people were expecting given Kingdom Hearts' history of orchestra performances. I'm really excited about that. I want to go see it. The exhibition also sounds amazing. It makes me think that this isn't just a celebration of the first Kingdom Hearts game, but of the series as a whole, which I'm sure a lot of us were expecting, but it is really only the anniversary of the first game. Sort of. But the thing that I am really excited for is the chat and Q&A with the development team. Now, this could be the development team from any of the games so far, potentially the first one even. I have a different theory. We've heard it said numerous times by numerous sources there are different development teams all on the go at once at the moment to develop different games within the Kingdom Hearts universe. What that tells me is, which one are we having a chat with? There is a possibility that we could be having a chat with the development team for Kingdom Hearts 4. The reason I think this is because there have been recent and not so recent leaks of information about upcoming games from multiple different sources, and one of the big titles thrown in there was Kingdom Hearts 4. While this doesn't officially mean the game is anywhere near completion, it could mean that something's on the horizon or that it's at least in development, which would mean it has a development team that are ready to answer questions. At the very least, I think we'll be getting a trailer for something. Whatever the next game is, whether it's Kingdom Hearts 4 or a different spin-off, I'm really excited to see what happens. Yay! Now, of course, there is every chance that I won't get to make it to Tokyo, but luckily Square have us covered on that one because they have said that a video of the event will be made available at a later date. Does this mean the whole event? I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to see later on what happens, but it does mean that anyone who can't come to Tokyo for the event can still be a part of it. I love that Square are taking that time to acknowledge the fans all around the world that may not be able to come to Japan for it. They know that the Kingdom Hearts fandom is pretty much worldwide, and they are willing to cater to that, and I think that's amazing. We live in such a connected world at the moment that it seems strange to be applauding a company for making a video, but it's pretty darn cool. Keep in mind, we have been waiting for this event since it first got teased on October 6th. That's right. The post that got made was on October 6th. There hasn't been much in the way of posting from Kingdom Hearts or the team in that time, but we are going to go back and have a quick look at the things that were teased in that original post. So obviously there were cloud versions of 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 3. There was the Union Cross Theater mode. There was the Dark Road Final Chapter, brand new merchandise, and of course, the event itself. Now, there is a big player that still hasn't been brought up yet, and that is, of course, the Dark Road Final Chapter. Now, originally, this was meant to be released, I say originally, after many times being postponed, this was meant to be released in winter, which we are halfway through. Now, there is every chance that this release could still happen in winter, but I have a different theory. We are getting the Switch ports of the games on February 10th. The 20th anniversary event is April 10th. And smack bang in the middle, well, would you look at that? It's March 10th. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Dark Road Final Chapter will be announced or released on the 10th of March this year. You can quote me on that one. I'm probably going to be wrong, but we'll see how we go. I think that something will be teased on that date. I would really love it if every month there could be a new tease or new release from Kingdom Hearts. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know if it's going to happen, but hey, I can be hopeful. So yeah, that's it. That's everything I wanted to chat about. Thank you for joining me. I know this is a little bit different from my usual content and streaming, but I thought it'd be cool. I love to chat about Kingdom Hearts, and I know a lot of you guys do too. So once again, guys, I've been Breezy, and may your heart be your guiding key.